Well, if things look a little bit different than they did when we closed off yesterday's episode, it's because I did come back to the model table last night. And I did try to straighten up this little part here that I glued on crooked. Now, as it turns out, it wasn't really as bad as it looked. The bottom of it looked a lot worse. Well, you're going to see because I did video it. So maybe what we should do is just get going, and I'll show you what I did last night before things get too entirely disjointed here and nobody can make any sense of my timeline in my video. So here we go. Well, the comments are just now starting to come in from yesterday's video. And I've already read a couple that people were noticing that I got this crooked. Well, I knew I got it crooked very soon after I glued it on. And I actually did another scene where I was going to try and straighten it, or just move it over and twist it straight. But it had already cured itself the way it is. And you know what? I'm going to show you that clip anyway, even though it's like 24 hours too late. Then we're going to go ahead and try and do something about this. In other words, it's still pizza day. Yeah. Okay, we're back on again. I was just noticing that it appears to be leaning. I wonder, can I very gently just nudge it over? No, it started to cure already. So that's where it's gonna stay. I guess if we have to do any micro adjusting, we'll have to do it afterwards. In other words, just bend it. I could probably release this now. Okay, so once again, Murphy's Law was, you might say, in effect, because not only did I glue it on crooked, but it's not real crooked. It's not real bad, just a little bit bad. But, I had the super macro on, and the super macro was at maximum power. So it just multiplied my stupidity here. Okay, let's see if possibly I can bend it straight without breaking it off. And if it breaks off, then I'll try and glue it on straight. I got a feeling that it probably can be bent straight. But let's see, what should I pick it up with here? I know I could use these, but I think there's something on these tweezers that is coming off. Well, maybe not. Mind you, I don't know why I'm worried about it. Okay, now my thinking is that if I could, where's something to push down so you can see, I should maybe put the macro lens on so that you can see a little better. I think you're just too far away to see what's happening here. Okay, I think I pretty much got that centered. At least it looks centered in the monitor. Okay, so I'm going to use this sharpened dowel here. This is just it's a 1/4-inch dowel, and we have to push the top very slightly this way. When I get the thing laying down like this, it actually doesn't look too bad. Now my thinking here is, just let me, okay, now my thinking is that if I can hold this down so that it doesn't pry it out, and then shove this over. Okay. You know what? I think I went too much the other way now. Okay, if I line it up straight, so we're looking straight down this walkway, and it almost looks like it's, you know, it looks pretty good to me. Okay, we'll just use the regular lens here. Maybe I should have done a dry run to make sure everything fit. Okay. Let's try and get it straight this time to start with. Now, from my perspective, that looks good. Now, just very gently here. The C8 glue is starting to gel a little bit because it's a couple of hours and been in that little cup. Okay, that looks good to me. Let's leave that cure overnight and we'll see how it is in the morning. Well, it is morning. I think the thing to do now is take a look at these and see how they came out. Maybe I'll put them on the rotator, sort of spin them around and be able to see how everything kind of lines up. They're probably going to have to be adjusted later anyway. Yeah, and then we'll move on. Okay, here's the one that we just repaired. And I believe it's this one that's closest to us that is the one that was, yeah, it is. You can see on the bottom of it there, it's not straight. But when you're backed off a little bit, it doesn't look that bad. Okay, let's carefully put the other one on there. Okay, we'll use Tony's tweezers here. Okay. Now it looks like this one here should be straightened up, but I'm not going to bother twisting those around because they are going to have to be bent, you know, one way or the other in order to get them to line up properly with the that canopy thing that's supposed to be going on there later. Heavy on the word supposed to be. Okay, we've pretty well got step 56 under control. We know that these pipes go down the side of the funnel. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Oh yeah, they're all G8s. I was thinking, did I go and forget to label them? But they're all the same. Okay, now this canopy thing here, we sort of know how that's supposed to go. Sort of. You know, I was just thinking we never did check to see, is this going to fit properly on the inside of the funnel? I just want to grab it here because I can squeeze a little harder. Now, I haven't tried this, so you're going to see it along with me for the first time. Yes, Okay, so we know that's going to fit. We know that this ring, which actually is holding the pulleys, is going to go like this, and we are going to be bending those pulleys down. Then this I'm going to paint black, and it's going to go on top of everything. Okay, I'm not going to try and fit it in place. I just want to see how it'll go. Now this piece here is somehow going to have to fit in there, but it's got to mesh up with this. Now let's put the macro lens on and look at this diagram right here, because it appears that these little things that are coming out all the way around are supposed to be bent. Let's just stick the macro lens on and look at this really close. Now, when I first rigged up this overhead gantry system, I thought I'd be using it every day, because that's the way it seemed that most other people that were doing, model shows, like I was going to try to do, that's the way they did it. They had the camera supported from overhead and looking straight down. And so I thought, oh, well, I'll probably be doing that too. And then after I got into it and I realized, well, my style is a little bit different, and so I come in usually at about a 45-degree angle. That's the way I like to do it. It doesn't mean that the other way is wrong. It means that this is my style. But in this instance, I think, being as we want to look straight down, now let's just move up here a little bit. And yeah, now if you look at those tabs, like these individual tabs that are on the ring, it does appear that they have been bent down at an angle downward. And then let me just move over to the next graphic here. Okay. I can sort of see what is supposed to happen there. At least I think I can see what excuse me, what is supposed to happen here. Now, yeah, it looks like this ring, this brass ring, is going to go around the outside. Maybe if I was to take let me get it over here. If I was to take our ring and lay it on the plastic part, we might get a better idea. Because is this ring supposed to go around just on the inside or what? Well, let's stop talking about it and let's actually do it. Okay, we will recompose here. Now, when this ring is bent into shape, like these little tabs are bent down, it shows that it goes on after this plastic ring around the top is put on. So, all right, let's just bring the camera in a little closer here. Okay, so once again, clearly it shows that we assemble this the way we've got it, except of course our pulleys will be bent down. Then we make the spider part. Okay, so we've done that. Now that all goes on after this ends up the way it is right now. So that must mean, and here again, this is going to be the first time I'm trying it. Okay, so these, it almost looks like if we bend these tabs down at what appeared to be about I'm guessing 45 degrees from the way it looks here when we looked up really close, then this ring is going to be slightly suspended above this plastic cap that we're going to be painting black. Okay, and then somehow the spider gets bent excuse me, so that these arms will just sort of barely fit on the inside. Or is the spider supposed to attach to the top of the? No, it doesn't. It doesn't look like it. I don't think it would really matter, because I'm probably going to get it wrong no matter what I do here. But I don't think that the canopy, these arms that are with it, that we've curved, are supposed to attach to the top of the ring, are they? Is this supposed to be maybe? Just let me reposition, get in a little closer here. I don't think you can quite see what I'm trying to do here. Okay, what I've done here is I've got a piece of glass going on here. And the reason for that is because I'm realizing now that I've got these spider legs too scrunched up, and I'm going to have to spread them out. So the white paper throws the exposure off, so we're going to use the green cloth as the background, but I can't splay out the legs on the green cloth because they'll dig in. So let's get rid of this paper here, and I've got to figure it out that if I keep my work over top of this little black dot right here, we should be able to see what's going on. Now we should be able to move in just a little bit here. Okay, you know what? I think we can probably move in even a little bit more yet. Okay, I realize we're not as close in as the macro lens would be, but for perspective this might be the best. Okay, what is supposed to happen? I've figured it out, I think. These individual little tabs get bent down, okay? Then the idea is our spider here is supposed to be fastened so that each arm kind of matches, like this arm here that's coming down would adhere right there. Probably with CA glue. I don't know what else we could use. The ideal would be to solder, but I don't think I can solder that delicately. I just make a mess of it. Now, as you can see, our spider legs are too curled up. So what we're going to have to do is try and splay everything out a little bit. So I think the easiest way to do that, so that they're all going to be sort of even, is to just sort of go like this. Sort of squash it down. Maybe I should be doing it without our ring. Let's get rid of our ring here. Whoops. Okay. So if I take this and go like this, and just sort of all right, let's see how that works now. Get this over here. There, you see that? I think if we went just a tiny bit more yet. Okay, let's try that. Now, I don't have to get these all in place at the same time. I could do this one right here, and then do the opposing one over here. Then I could do this one here on there, and then this one over here. Take a little bit of time, but because you'd have to wait for the CA to cure. All right, so that's what's supposed to happen here. But first, we got to bend these down so that where's our ring here? I'll just get it eventually. Okay. Now, what we got to do first is bend these tabs down so that they can be glued onto the inside of the ring. Although not the inside, but it would actually be the top. It wouldn't be the inside. And then afterwards, then this part here is going to get glued in the way we were demonstrating. I can't talk and work at the same time. Well, here's the latest. I'm wondering now, can I solder this? And I'm thinking that possibly I can. Okay, now here's what I'm thinking. Just let me recompose here. Get rid of our plastic ring. And if I keep everything over that little black circle, you should be able to see it. All right, let's assume that I was to tin this bottom ring all the way around. And maybe tin these arms here, at least the ends of them. In that way, when I touch the tip of the soldering iron to the parts, the solder that's stuck on the end of the tip will have a tendency to very, very quickly go into both parts. And of course, once you take the tip of the soldering iron away, it's like almost like instant crazy glue or CA glue. I'm just sort of thinking out loud here. I'm debating, should I try it? Because I only have one of these. In the event I wreck it. At least I know there's two, but they're different size. I'm just sort of thinking out loud here. I think I can do this. I think in solder is, as I mentioned earlier, that's the best way to go. I don't know. Just can't make up my mind here, because once I get started at it, it's going to be pretty hard to stop. I guess I could. And then there's another thing, that the heat on the brass is going to sort of soften the brass, kind of. I think you sort of like anneal it a little bit so that it's going to be a little bit less springy. I don't know. I'm just sort of thinking out loud here and trying to decide. I think I can solder it. I think I'm going to give it a try here. I don't know if we'll do it today. I'm sitting at my computer right now editing this out, and I still can't make up my mind. Thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.